there. I do need to give you a heads up on our today's special, which is coming up in the next hour. Take a look from iRobot. This is the Roomba that does both. It will vacuum and mop your floor. So it'll vacuum first to pick up all of the mess, all that kind of dry mess, the crumbs and the stuff that the dog left behind and the dog hair. And then it will also mop. This is the only place you can get this in the world right now, right here at HSN. $179.99 on a today's special price. It's doing all of this while you're not even at home. It's sleeker, it's a slimmer profile. You can just press the button to get it going. You can use the app, or you can even use your voice assistant. You know, if you got one of those and you just shout out, "Hey Roomba, clean the floors," or "Go home," it will go back, charge itself up. You can program this to clean your floors while you're at work, while you're out shopping and you come home to perfectly clean floors, rugs, runners, carpets, hard floors, vacuum and mopping. Head over, grab your today's special 5 flex free shipping and handling. That's coming up in just about an hour. But right now, it is September. Did you know? September is National Preparedness Month. This is the time right now where we all need to take a moment and think about what is our plan. When something happens, what is our plan? Well, how about delicious food? How about that as a plan? Take a look at this. My friend Stephanie Roberts is here with us from ReadyWise. And here in September, because it is National Preparedness Month, this is the only time you will see this huge bundle offered at this price. You're getting 150 servings of delicious, flavorful food that all you have to do is add water for less than $100. Now, I want to put this in perspective. If you go straight to the ReadyWise website, they usually charge you, it's a little over $1 a serving. We're giving it to you today for 65 cents a serving. Do you see the pancakes in there? Do you see the brown sugar and maple multi-grain oatmeal there with 18 servings? And take a look, this is the bucket, but you're also getting the dry bag. So let's think about going camping. So some of this for emergency, some of this while you're going camping. 150 servings, including a couple of things I want to read to you here. Cheesy macaroni, creamy pasta and vegetables, pasta Alfredo. You're getting the milk alternative drink, the orange flavored drink, the instant white rice, the barbecue bean 16 servings. This is the opportunity. We only do this once a year. Here it is right now. Get yourself prepared. Stephanie Roberts is joining us. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
It's great
Good to see you. This is a full-on, like, cooking show.
This is a lot of food. This is a lot of food. But I'm going to take the word cooking out of the sentence, right? Because all of this food that's coming to us from ReadyWise, absolutely none of it needs to be cooked. And that's really important, because when we talk about emergencies and preparedness, you may not be able to cook. But here's one thing I guarantee. You still need to eat.
It's true.
No matter what happens, your family needs and wants great tasting food. So what ReadyWise does is that they have literally sort of cracked the equation for creating great meals that are shelf stable in these pouches whenever you need them. This pouch seals out water, it seals out air, it seals out humidity, so that the food stays shelf stable for up to 25 years, but tastes great when you make it. Now, if there's one thing you take away from our chat today, see these pretty pots? You don't need them, right? Like, this is literally just for TV. If you had your kid's sand bucket, if you had whatever vessel you had with you in an emergency, you could take this pouch. All you're going to do is add water. It does not have to be hot water. Now, 2 things I'll say about hot water. Most food tastes better when it's warm, right? So therefore, we will, for your sake, be serving you some warm cheesy mac today. However, this food will reconstitute, because that's essentially all that has to happen in any temperature of water. Warm water goes a little bit more quickly, right? So that's why we like to use that. However, if it was a true emergency, and if all we had was room temperature water, even if it was the middle of winter and the water coming out of your tap is ice cold, this food will still reconstitute and taste fabulous. Now, it'll be cold.
But you're not going hungry.
You are not going hungry.
Did you see how creamy that mac and cheese became immediately? How that is. So what they do, the process, they dehydrate it, right? Which means all you gotta do is add water. But they freeze dry it, which means you're locking in the flavors. You're not losing any flavor in this process at all. You see how quickly, how creamy that became for you and the kids and the grandkids and the whole family. This is 150 servings right now for less than $100. We are offering you free shipping today. We're offering you 3 flexible payments of $32.32. This is something for you to go ahead and get prepared. I always say, when is the best time to get prepared? It's always right now. Right, this moment right now, and you tuned in right now, and it's National Preparedness Month, and we're giving you an opportunity to get this home. So again, just water. Doesn't have to be hot water. Can be cold water. Can be room temperature water. You just mix it in. You're ready to go. Now, this could be for emergencies. It could be for camping as well.
Absolutely. Right, absolutely. Yeah. Lots of people use this for camping and for hiking. Let's talk about all the different flavors that are going to come to you in the bucket. First of all, bang on that bucket for me.
Yeah, look at this thing.
Sturdy bucket, okay? Yep. It is waterproof. Ooh. It is bug-proof. Mine honestly sits in my guest room closet, but the actual bucket itself, lots of times for hurricane emergencies, you end up with a boil water advisory. Maybe you want to put safe water from your bathtub aside. All sorts of things the bucket can be used for. The only rule with the food is that it gets stored in a cool, dry environment. So if you live in the South, don't keep it in the garage. I keep mine under my bed because I can sleep better when I know that my family will always eat. Not gonna lie.
Right. Well, but this is a big bonus too.
Yes, and you're getting a bonus dry bag. So this is especially great for camping and hiking because you don't want to take the bucket camping and hiking. It's a little bit large. We understand that unless you're going for a long time. But what you do usually want to have with you is a dry bag. So I love the fact that you have a dry bag no matter what you need it for. We are adding that. And I mean, it's great for phones. It's great for keys. It's great for a couple of entrees. That way you always have what you need when you need it. All right, flavors. Cool. You're getting a mix of breakfast entrees, beverages, and lunch and dinner entrees. Barbecued beans. And again, enough to make 2 full bowls. Each pouch represents what you see from 1 bowl, so we went ahead and hydrated 2. The food in front of you represents what you are actually getting. That's why there's so much of it. You are also getting rice, so there's that combination of rice and beans if you wanted to make them together. You're getting your protein, you're getting some carbohydrate. This is not just a bunch of carbohydrates. This is protein to help you feel full. Carbohydrates help to give you energy. So it's a mix of all types of foods. You saw the cheesy mac and cheese. You know what I call that? The how to keep your kids happy
food. That's a happy kids meal.
Now it's also a nice warm hug because it is cheesy and it is wonderful and it tastes fabulous. However, as the mom of 5 and in the middle of any kind of day, I would just like my kids to be happy.
That's right.
Because when they're happy, I'm much happier.
Yes, that is true.
So that works. A pasta Alfredo. Now, what I love about this is think about what goes into making an Alfredo sauce by scratch. It's not easy to do.
Right.
Every recipe at Wise starts with chefs figuring out how to make the right flavors. A good Alfredo flavored with garlic, flavored with chives, flavored with all sorts of wonderful things so that you can do it yourself by just adding water. So that's what I like so much. So I'm gonna take whatever vessel it is. Remember, you do not need hot water. I am going to pour in the contents of the package. I am going to add my water, and I'm going to let it sit. This is what we call no-cook food. It doesn't need to cook. It simply needs to rehydrate because it is freeze-dried and dehydrated. The dehydrated portion of it means they just took out the water. So all I'm doing is adding the water back in. What's really important is the freeze-drying process, and every pouch has a combination of both. Because when you freeze-dry something, you essentially take every ingredient and freeze it in time so that it tastes exactly as great when you go back to it. So take a good sniff of this.
Oh, I can smell it from here.
I can smell the garlic. I can smell the green onions, the chives.
It's like made fresh right now, whether you eat it a year from now, 2 years from now, that freeze-dried process, that's what it does for you. And I want you to think about something right now. When there is an emergency, even if you have time, like I gotta run out and grab something because the storm is coming, what do the grocery stores and those markets look like, right? The shelves end up being empty, you're fighting everybody, you're trying to fight people in the parking lot. This guarantees that you've got something. 150 servings, so you're not panicking, so you're not going out. If that power is out for a day, for 2 days, for 3 days, you're not then wondering if you're gonna be able to go out and get that food, right? This is one of those items I always say, you have to have it before you have to have it, right? Get prepared now, store this, and be ready to go. Take some of it with you when you go camping, great, but keep some for emergency. Maybe you're picking up one just for camping and one just for emergency today. But this is your opportunity. This is when we do, right here in September, is when we do the best deal. When ReadyWise brings us the best deal. 150 servings, under $100 right now. Your flexible payment's only $32.32. But on top of all of that, it's delicious. Like, you don't expect that. Like, that's a bonus for it actually to be good and to be delicious. ReadyWise makes sure it is.
And the reason is ReadyWise started with how this tastes. The chefs write the recipes. Then the scientists came in and went, okay, all right, I got you. That's good pasta Alfredo. Let me make sure it's shelf stable so someone can always have it whenever they need it. I am so proud that we started with the flavor. Because let's be real, in an emergency, I mean in a true dire emergency, you'll do what you have to do. But again, I go back to the fact of I'm a mom. My number one concern is keeping my family safe and providing them with what they need. Now I can say, we're gonna eat and you're gonna be fine and you're going to like it because it is pasta Alfredo, because it is me. You're gonna like it because it is pasta Alfredo, because it is mac and cheese, and because it is rice and beans. So this is just a little of the pasta Alfredo. I know it's not great breakfast food on a Monday, but I want you to taste the flavor because the flavor is what we have gotten so correct.
Can you guys see this? First of all, you can see how creamy that is. It's not like this watered down, just like, take a look how creamy. Look at the ingredients here. All right, I'm gonna take a bite here. I'm gonna dive right in here.
And I didn't add anything but water. That creaminess is built in.
Wow, there's so many flavors in there already. A great creaminess. The texture's perfect. I think texture's another one of those things when you think about preparedness food, you're like, I'm just gonna have to hold my nose and get it down. This texture is perfect, and all you did was add water.
And I did not cook it. All I did was add water. Any temperature water will work. Again, if you're just joining us and you see our pots here, that's kind of to make it look pretty for TV and to make sure Ty has warm food in his stomach. Because, you know, I've learned long ago, you feed your men are cheerful, right? I mean, come on.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But
but in an emergency.
Now, if you do have like if you have an EcoFlow or something, you plug in, you got your hot plate, cool.
Absolutely.
Great, you got hot water.
Propane hot plate, lots of people have those.
If not, no worries. You're just pouring water in, and now you're feeding your family. I want you to think about this in case of an emergency. When everybody else is out there fighting at the market, trying to pull anything off the shelf they can find because everyone is panicking, you're at home serving this. This is what you are serving. 150 servings for less than $100. And I just want to point out again, listen, we go to the ReadyWise their website all the time. We take a look at what they have. They serve normally in this, it's over $1 a serving, which is still pretty good. I'll say that's great in case of an emergency. But today, for September, for National Preparedness Month, we're giving it to you for 65 cents a serving. It just doesn't get much better than that. So.
Absolutely. And a serving isn't just a thimble of food either. When you look at the servings, they are half-cup measures, and this is a half cup of pasta and vegetables and flavoring. So you are definitely going to get enough food to sustain your family. I love that we do this every September. So if you're not familiar with ReadyWise, I want to tell you a little bit about them. They've been around since 2009. We're celebrating 15 years this year, and we've been together here at HSN for over a decade. So it's a company we've worked a lot with because the response has been so great. It's always a customer pick. People are always pleasantly surprised because I know you're sitting at home right now going, all right, that's kind of something I should do, but I can't get real excited about it. You know, I understand. You probably did not get up this morning and think, I want to buy emergency food. But you may have gotten up this morning and taken a look at the weather map.
And seen storms coming.
Oh, gosh, we have some storms coming. Northern Gulf tracking a potential hurricane.
It's scary stuff.
It is scary. And I will say, I also am a meteorologist, so I figure I can speak.
Wait, what?
Really? Did you know? You probably didn't know that.
Yes, I didn't know this. How fun.
First 20 years of my career were spent in broadcast meteorology. So we talk so much about tropical season and preparing for that, especially because that's what makes the headlines. No matter where you live in the country right now, you will have a weather event. And it doesn't matter.
It's true, and it's not the storms you see coming. It's the storms you don't see coming. It's all of a sudden the power went. All of a sudden, the whole neighborhood, the whole city is kind of in a panic a little bit. But you know what? Because you got this, and I want to point out, too, everything we talk about, all the 150 servings fit right here. They all fit right here. This is small, compact. For what you're getting for this huge spread, this doesn't take up much room. For you to be prepared, for you to have a plan, for you not to worry, for you and your kids and the family to make sure you are ready. Look at this. This is not much. $32 on a flexible payment, right? That's well worth it to make sure I am prepared and I am ready. And then, if you go camping and you throw a couple in your dry bag right there, that's all good too. Take it with you. Save some for the emergency. Or, I know people tell us all the time, well, you know, I picked up 2 because I take 1 with me camping and I want to make sure 1 is ready to go as well. I do want to point out that auto ship is available. Now, this has a long shelf life, right?
Absolutely.
But auto ship is available if you do want to go that route, if you camp a lot or you go out a lot, and you do want to use these as you go, but you still want to make sure you have one for an emergency. So I would look into the auto ship. So again, just to point out, this is just add water, and you're getting the barbecue baked beans, the creamy mac and cheese, the pasta Alfredo, that brown maple sugar oatmeal. You're getting 2 different drinks. You're getting pancakes, and they are delicious. Free shipping and handling. Take advantage of the flexible payments right now. Take advantage of the deal that we do every September. This is it. This is the best. I mean, we wait for September to bring you this deal. It is National Preparedness Month. And as you said, you didn't wake up probably thinking like, hey, I need that. You probably turned on HSN, you're looking at Tina's dress, and maybe you're looking at some other things, and you went, you know what? I'm not prepared, and I need to do something. This is your opportunity.
Winter weather's coming, right? If you live in the northern portions of the country, it was chilly this weekend. I was doing some traveling.
Nice.
The feeling of fall gets everybody excited, but what comes next? Winter with power lines and ice storms. Again, wherever we are, we have to be ready for something. As a mom, I really kind of thought preparedness was important because you don't want your kids to be like, well, what are we going to do? They're counting on us. Preparedness is the act of getting ready for something, but when you do it right, it takes all the stress out, you know? You're obviously gonna be worried that the power's out, maybe the house is cold, you know, the kids were supposed to get somewhere. It's one thing you don't have to worry about, getting to the store, figuring out how to get food. You've already got it, and there's such a great variety. It's useful if mom gets sick and can't get to the store, if I have a busy work day. I've sent it to my kids at college, because gosh knows they don't go to the store much or eat much of anything healthy. This is so much better. This is real food. We haven't even talked about my favorite of them all yet.
We're gonna keep moving here.
That is the creamy pasta and vegetables. And this is what, again, it's such a great example of what ReadyWise does so well. When I dig right in here, there's a pea, there's a carrot. Like, this isn't just the flavor of a vegetable. This is the real deal, you know? So when we are talking about the different meals and what they contain, these are real ingredients. These aren't fake flavors. This is the same type of flavor you would get if grandma made the casserole from home. ReadyWise has figured out certainly how to make great recipes, but then how to make them so that all you have to do is add water, so they stay shelf stable.
Look at this too. You can already see the texture's right, and you can see the vegetables in there is right. And this is good stuff. This is the stuff that you want to be eating here. And now look, I'm eating this. Like, we're cooking here on hot water here, but if you just had room temperature water, if you just had cold water, I'm telling you, you can still taste the flavors, right?
It doesn't impact the flavor, and it also doesn't impact the texture. Even if you make it with cold water.
That texture.
That's my favorite one.
That is so good.
Isn't that great?
That is like dense and like comforting.
It's
you know
a hug.
it is.
It's like a comfort food hug. And here's the thing about an emergency. Define an emergency how you will. The emergency could be, it's Monday night, you were busy all weekend.
Your kids are hungry.
Your kids are hungry, and you know you can put creamy pasta with vegetables on the table. If you got something else in the freezer to add to it, great. So,
Stephanie,
I mean,
that is so good.
That's my favorite.
That is so good. The texture is perfect. The texture is really, but you're right. So I want you to think about that. It may not be something that you just store away and wait for that storm to hit. You may use it as you go. You may look into the auto ship. You may pick up a couple. I just want you to think about that today, because this is the month to do it.
And remember, this is creamy pasta and vegetable I'm pouring in right now. Look at where it starts, right? And then look at what you're enjoying now.
Or what I just finished, sorry.
What you finished,
sorry,
so that's
there's nothing more to look at.
Whole bowl in front of me here. And again, all we're doing is adding water, and we're not cooking. You're seeing this in a pot because it does reconstitute reconstitute a little bit more quickly with warm water.
Sure.
But if it was the middle of winter and we were in an emergency, and boy, I remember growing up with power outages and you had to eat what you eat, and in my house it was usually peanut butter and tuna, which pretty much stinks, literally.
Peanut butter and tuna. Hopefully not at the same time.
Hopefully not. But again, you know, think about it. If you couldn't get to the store, look at your pantry right now on a Monday morning.
Yes.
What would you be eating? I would be the first to say, without ReadyWise, it would be a sad factor in my house.
Yeah,
you know,
you're
you
right.
could stock food all you want, but on a Monday morning, was your family eating it all weekend?
No, yeah, you're exactly right.
What do you have? This is how you always have something.
Oh,
and
delicious.
By the way, the food value, when we're talking about maybe you do need it at a different time, food's expensive. Like, it's unbelievable how expensive it is.
It is, and it's getting more and more. There's no end in sight here. So it comes down to about 65 cents a serving. We can't always say that. This is a special deal that ReadyWise brings us for September, for National Preparedness Month. This is what we do at the beginning of September, is 65 cents a serving. And those servings are good servings, right? There's a lot of servings. You're getting 150 servings. They're nice and hearty servings. At the ReadyWise website, it's kind of normally what we do. It's just over $1 a serving. But when you're talking about 150 servings, the difference between $1 a serving and 65 cents, now you're saving money. So if it is something on a Tuesday night that you want, pasta Alfredo on a Tuesday night by just adding water, right? Great, great. Creamy mac and cheese on a Tuesday night, the kids are hungry, or you need a little side dish. You're cooking the protein and you need a side dish. How about that?
Great point.
We go to the store and we'll buy those pre-cooked chickens and we'll pull them apart. But I always forget the side dishes. I always forget to have something. Maybe I'll throw some chicken in with one of these. Who knows?
That's a great point. And again, it's all about food value. So for 65 cents a serving, maybe you finally got, you know, ground beef on sale.
Yes.
But that's the end of the budget there.
That's it.
So mix it in with the mac and cheese.
I like
mix
that.
it in with something else. You can make this work for your family however you need it to. In my case, and we do encourage you, pack a little bit of it aside.
Yeah,
Put it
keep
under the bed, put it up on a high shelf for the whatever could happen in life factor.
Right,
because that's really the point of September. But that said, when it comes to money, when it comes to multiple kids and working parents and kids at college, or maybe it's your parents, your mom or dad that might not be able to get out in bad weather, or that may not be doing a good job keeping food in their house. Maybe you send a couple of packets to them as well. We really need to think about everybody when it comes to friends and family. I love that it's 150 servings. It gives you tons of different options for what you and your family need. We kind of worked backwards. We talked about all the good lunch and dinner hearty entrees.
And now we're getting to breakfast.
Yeah, we're going to go back to breakfast.
And also, I do want to talk about the drinks too. You're getting 2 different drinks as well.
Yes.
So we'll get there. We got a few more minutes here. I want to make sure you're getting your order in the item number you see at the top. You get to choose between single ship or auto ship. Auto ship is great because you can customize it. You can even cancel auto ship later if you don't want to. The thing is, you can't jump in if you miss the auto ship. Auto ship is gone. So give that some thought too. Really think about that. And at your flexible payments, only $32. Just take a moment. Just take a moment and think, do I need one of these? Do I need 2 of these? Am I giving one to mom and dad? Am I going to take one camping? Do I need to keep one for my emergency? Just take a moment before you order. Make sure you're getting what you need, because on a deal like this, they do tend to go pretty fast. I think this is going to be on a little bit later in the day, but today's the day that we bring in the really big deal. So I wanted to make sure you're getting everything you need and that you feel prepared when that storm hits. Because it's coming, but this is for you. We're gonna keep moving, because we're talking about breakfast too. We're talking about, just take a look at these pictures, and on Jib here, Tina's on Jib, you're getting great shots of all of this food. Take a look at your screen, you're gonna see some of our breakfast food we're gonna be talking about.
Because listen, it's a Monday morning, and if there was a storm over the weekend, you didn't get to the grocery, or maybe it came overnight. I used to remember waking up and listening for the sound of my dad scraping the driveway outside my window. I grew up in Chicago.
Wow, I bet.
And you'd be like, I wonder if that means schools later canceled.
That's what that meant.
I was a kid.
That's the sound of canceled
school. You know
school.
what mom is thinking? Mom is thinking, oh my gosh, we have nothing to eat.
Yeah,
you know, what are we going to feed the kids? This is for the what ifs in life. If you have power, we even put in a pancake mix. And I know you campers absolutely love this, because why are pancakes so much better cooked out over a fire? I mean, they're like the best thing ever. But if I'm the one hiking and hauling the food around, I don't want to be hauling around eggs. I don't want to be hauling around milk. This is pancakes that you make just with water. This is maple brown sugar oatmeal, and you can see 2 big hearty bags. Each of these bowls represents everything contained in one bag. So this is why you're getting so much food.
You gotta say that that again. This is a great job. So tell me that again.
Each of these bowls, so this one bowl is what's contained
in that bag.
in this one bag.
That's
so when you're feeding your family, you're only going to open one bag.
Great.
So that's really simple, right? It says right on it how much water you need to add. And again, we're not going to cook it. We're just going to add the water and let it reconstitute. But the food volume, the food value is something absolutely awesome.
The amount of food that you're getting for 65 cents a serving, again, camping emergency Tuesday night maybe, and then plus the drinks. I want to make sure you have your orange flavored drink and you have your milk alternative drink.
So I'm pretty sure Mom added the orange flavored drink because my kids, after about their second glass of water, say, isn't there anything else to drink? And they will tell me that even in an emergency, I'm pretty sure.
So funny. That's so funny. The world is falling apart outside. And they're like, do we have anything else to drink?
Yes, that's literally the way children operate, or at least mine. So we added the ability to make orange drink. It's a wonderfully light drink. Of course, you just add with water. So that is certainly just to kind of make everything a little bit better. And then from the mom point of view, again, this is whey milk. Milk for young children isn't just about nutrition and all those things. It's about comfort. If your family is used to having milk at bedtime or milk with breakfast or milk with their book, it doesn't matter where you are or what's going on. We still want our kids to have that comfort, have that sense of security. And if you don't have power, and if the grocery store shelves are bare, and if the trucks can't come in and they can't keep the dairy cold, you aren't going to get any. You just aren't. And you can't keep milk forever.
You know, you make a really good point.
Unless it's like that.
Because, yes, this you can. You make a good point because sometimes, my power is out for 2 days, but the trucks can't get in for another 3 days or something. We can't restock anything. So maybe your power did come back on, but you're not restocked still. It takes time. A lot of you see it. Just look at the news. Any day of the week, look at the news. The storms that are coming in. So what we're talking about right now really is $32. $32 is your flexible payment. It's 3 flexible payments, which means no added fee, no added interest. You pay that off over 3 months, $32, right? That's barely $1 a day for 3 months. And then take a look at what you are getting in this bucket right here, right? Which is nice and airtight and sealed so nothing gets in there. This, which will stay on the shelf for over 20 years if you wanted to. I don't think it'll last you that long because these storms are coming and these emergency situations happen, or you're gonna take it with you camping. You're getting 150 servings. We're talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, delicious, perfect texture, creamy, and all you're doing is adding water. If you have a little power and you can do hot water, great. If not, no worries, no problem at all. If you want to take it with you camping and you are boiling some water, great. Those pancakes, you take those with you and you can cook those up real quick as you go camping as well. But for those emergency situations, not only do you have food, but you've got delicious, hearty food, and there's nothing like taking care of your kids, right? Knowing that you can take care of your kids, knowing you're giving them a little bit of that comfort. Maybe it's that mac and cheese, right? Maybe all the power is out and the neighbors are going a little crazy and there's a storm outside, but your kids got mac and cheese and milk. All is good. All is good with the world. And that's what you're getting right now. So your flexible payment is only $32 right now to get this home. This is the time of year when we do this deal.
Absolutely, because we are still in tropical storm season. Winter storm season is right around the corner. Wildfire season out west already happening. There's things that happen no matter where you live. We all have to be ready for the what ifs. And the other reason I really like this is it's portable, right? We had flooding in our area just a few weeks ago. Lots of people had to leave their homes. A lot of them haven't been able to come back. Guess what's happening? They still have to eat every single day. We have to feed our families. Think about how much money it would cost if you were on the go and you had to keep going to the drive-thru, or you had to keep picking up food and weren't able to keep it, stores fresh or shelf stable. It's going to be money you probably don't have to throw out the window. This gets you ready for whatever may happen. Ty, it's why I like that dry bag. It's why I like that the bucket has a handle.
So
if I need to grab and go, even if I'm only going to a friend's house.
You got to take it with you.
Listen, if I show up with my 5 children, I better be bringing the food. No one's going to be happy to see us,
nice.
right?
Yeah, I got kids, but I brought food for them. Yes, right. That's nice.
And it just makes you self-sufficient. You don't exactly know what's going to happen when things happen. You got to punt, as we say at my house.
Right.
You got to make it work.
Yes,
but no matter what's happening, you got to make it worth with some food. Again, all you're going to do with every single pouch of food, whether it's the breakfast cereal, the creamy pasta and vegetables, the pasta Alfredo, the cheesy macaroni, the barbecued beans, which have awesome awesome flavor. The rice, no matter what you do, you are simply going to add water. This water, I turned it off just so you could see it doesn't have to be boiling.
Yep.
We are not going to cook the food. In fact, that's what we say most about this food. It is no cook. It simply needs to reconstitute, because here's what Wise has done. First of all, they wrote these awesome recipes so that this maple brown sugar oatmeal, oh, Ty, I love brown sugar. It smells like, it's so fallish and yummy and just cozy.
It does. It's cozy. It smells warm. It smells safe, right? It's familiar. It's the family gathering around. It's that great breakfast in the morning. If there is a storm, if your power is out, if there's no, if there's an emergency, you're still getting this. You and the kids are getting this. I am really impressed by how much you're getting out of one of those bags. And you see right here the servings that we've put out. And you can see at hsn.com. You can follow along and see how the servings break down. But total, it's 150 servings, from baked beans to your white rice to your creamy mac and cheese to your pasta Alfredo, your vegetables and pasta there as well. All across the board, breakfast, lunch, dinner, for multiple days when that power is out. You and your family will be fed, and it is delicious, and the texture is great. Again, we are cooking, we're heating it up here just because it kind of comes together a little bit quicker, but you don't even need the heat. You probably won't. You'll probably be without power, and that's okay. Just add water, and you get to serve this to your family in that emergency situation.
Absolutely. And if you really want to take an extra step, you can pick up a propane burner fairly inexpensively and have it, and then you can have the hot water to make it warm for the family if they prefer that. Okay, so I literally dumped this in pretty much room temperature water 10 minutes ago, and you can see already we're seeing a thickening sauce. See those vegetables?
Yep.
That was from the pouch. Peas, carrots, not all weird and funky looking, right? They get in the water, they puff right back up because they were just freeze-dried and dehydrated. When you freeze-dry something, you freeze the flavor in just as it is. So this was essentially made into a beautiful casserole, freeze-dried to freeze the flavor in, dehydrated to pull out the water, and all we're doing is adding the water back in. The difference between ReadyWise and all those other emergency quick fix foods out there is that we use both processes so that you get the flavor, that's the freeze-dried part, but yet you don't have to cook it, that's the dehydrated part.
And it will be shelf stable, which means whenever it is that you do open it up, you're getting all of those flavors, right? I think sometimes we talk about emergency food and preparedness food, and we just think, okay, it's gonna be hard to get down, there's gonna be no flavor, but I'll stay alive. But no, not in this situation. You got you and the kids, and maybe you've got family over, and you're taking care of them, and it's something that gives you comfort as well. We talk about in those emergency situations, not just feeding ourselves, but some type of comfort, warmth, kind of what you feel, protection, right? Something familiar, whether it's that oatmeal or the creamy mac and cheese, whatever it is. That's what ReadyWise does. They have taken this emergency food to another level, made it tasty, made it perfectly creamy, and then you are getting the dry bag, right? So this is your bucket. You're gonna store this, everything in here, and then when you take it with you to go, put a few in your dry bag, take it with you camping. This deal right now, it is Emergency Preparedness Month, and I say, when is the best time to get prepared? It's always right now. Actually, it's yesterday. The second best time is right now. So get it right now with this deal, $96.95. That's a hot deal. Those hot deal prices do not last.
Absolutely. I want to show you the milk for a second there. So imagine you are having an emergency, right? And maybe you had milk in your fridge and it went bad, or you're out of milk and you can't get any more for whatever reason. It's not at the stores. Kids are like, but I need milk. And, you know, everybody's unhappy. So the milk comes just like this. It is powdered whey milk. All you're going to do is add water, right? So I know that I divided that in half. Normally I would use a little bit of a bigger. So it's gonna make a whole gallon, by the way. A whole gallon of milk.
So you have a gallon of milk.
Right, and look, I'm not gonna be able to run my fancy blender or anything like that. I don't need to.
Just whisking
I can just take a whisk, get a little wrist action going, and this is milk. It tastes like milk, it looks like milk. The kids will know it's milk, and you are good to go.
Look at that.
And it's safe at room temperature. It is safe at whatever temperature that water came out of. As long as your water is safe, Every bit of this Wise food is safe.
I mean, milk with your brown sugar maple oatmeal there that you have with your grains as well, or with your mac and cheese. Like, this is a meal that you would have on a morning that there's not an emergency, that your kids get up and have this meal. You're getting those same flavors, that same texture, that same feeling. That's ReadyWise. That's why it's always a customer pick, always a big favorite, right? People, you may buy it for an emergency, but then you're gonna realize how good it is, and you may use it for camping, and then you may use it just on a Tuesday night, and that's okay. But think about it, save some for the emergency. It's what it's for, particularly going into this storm season that we're going into now. And if you can just see this, if you can just see, take a look at your screen if you're shopping with us this morning. That's emergency food. It's not what you think of when you think of emergency food.
Not at all. It is creamy. There are big, here, I'm gonna grab a fork. There are big pieces of pasta. The texture is absolutely perfect. We started this from a powdered mix with nothing but water about 15 minutes ago. So all you do is you put in with the water, it reconstitutes.
In about 10 to 15 minutes.
Exactly. That's all it takes. A little quicker if the water's warm, takes a little longer if the water's cold, but the flavor is the exact same and perfection. The texture is the exact same, because remember, we're not cooking the food. We're just rehydrating the food.
I know.
Because you can't really cook if you don't have any power.
I know, it's a little hard to kind of get your mind around it. You see us doing a lot of cooking demonstrations all the time here, and those are always fun, but when the power's out, you can't. We're not cooking. We're doing this. We're heating up water just because it kind of constitutes a little quicker, and we're just showing you that. But you don't even need to do that. You just add water, and you are getting all of this. So, right back at the top, I know we only have about 4 minutes here for you to get your order in. So I just want to point something out. If you go to the ReadyWise website, they offer you a great big bundle, a lot of great stuff there, and you can take a look. But if you do the math, it's about over $1 a serving. And honestly, that's kind of what we normally do here. It's just over $1, $1.25 a serving, 150 servings. You can do the math. All right, it's about 150, 160 bucks, right? Here today, because it's National Preparedness Month and ReadyWise brings us this deal because of our relationship with ReadyWise, we're able to bring this to you. 150 servings for $96. That comes down to about 65 cents a serving. It is the one time a year that we bring you the best deal on your preparedness food. Now, when I say preparedness food, this is not like what you're used to. This is flavorful. This texture is just right. It is creamy. It is dense. It's full of vegetables. It's got all the flavors that you want, and all you're doing is adding water. Again, I know maybe this wasn't on your bingo card today, but if you are thinking about those storms coming, if you've been watching the weather at all and you don't want to be caught off guard, or you don't have a plan, just have a plan, right? It makes you feel so much better, and now you know what to do. This is your plan today. Your flexible payment's only $32 for us to ship this out to you. And this big bucket, we're paying for the shipping and handling on this bucket.
Yeah, and it's heavy.
Yeah,
150 servings is heavy, that's for sure.
You're getting a lot. We're going to cover that for you today.
That's awesome. All right, let's talk about the flavors one more time.
Yes.
The barbecued beans, full of flavor. You could pair them with the rice, and then you're getting your protein, and you're getting some carbohydrate energy. Again, a mix of vitamins, minerals, nutrients that we need. This is not just calorie-laden carb food.
Right.
Cheesy mac and cheese, wonderful flavor, great texture, and always a kid pleaser, which is mom is always important to me.
Makes the kids happy.
Flavors that the children will be happy with. 2 different pouches of pasta Alfredo, so creamy, great texture, big pieces of pasta. My personal favorite is the creamy pasta with vegetables.
I was so surprised how much flavor is in that. How many vegetables are in there. You can't scoop without getting quite a few vegetables in there, right? It's
Absolutely.
dense.
So again, something for everybody. For the earlier times of day, or I'm a big oatmeal at night girl too. It's
nice
just
and
so
warm.
soothing right before you go to bed. Maple brown sugar oatmeal. Also the ability to make pancakes. So obviously you need a little power for a griddle or a flat pan, but maybe you're camping, maybe you do have a burner. It's just a way to get something familiar and comfortable as part of the menu. And then I love that we're including drinks. Whey milk, so important for so many kids just in terms of comfort and normalcy.
That's true,
And a lot of people just, you know, feel better and certainly more sustained when they have a great glass of milk. The orange drink, I call that for fun when your children are tired of the fun of playing cards by candlelight.
Yes,
we not have anything else to drink?
Yes.
Why, yes, we do.
Yeah.
We can have orange orange drink today. And my kids would think that's a treat because they probably wouldn't get it any other time.
No,
so.
but that does look like fun, right? You have your orange drink, maybe your power's out and you're sitting around. I want you to think about that. What do? We sit around and play cards by candlelight. You got your orange drink, you've got your mac and cheese, and you're sitting around and people are happy, something familiar. Whether your power is out for 10 hours, 12 hours, 2 days, 3 days maybe, you now have a plan. We've got about 90 seconds left here, actually about a minute. I want to make sure you're getting your order in here. Remember, it says 14-day on there, 150 servings. Of course, that depends on how many people we are eating, how many you're serving, right?
How big their appetites are,
yeah, it's
all
true.
that kind of thing.
All of that as well. So 150 servings, $96.95. As I said before, normally it's over $1 a serving. Today, for you, it is 65 cents a serving. This is your opportunity right now. Do not be in that situation, Stephanie, which we hear all the time. People say, all of a sudden the storm just hit and I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. I knew I should have. It was in the back of my mind. I thought about it, but I never really did anything. And then it happened. And then I'm rushing out, trying to get to the store, and there was nothing on the shelves, right? This is your opportunity today. $32 is your flexible payment. We'll cover the shipping and handling. We'll ship this out to you. Get the bucket, get the dry bag, get 150 servings, and get deliciousness.
Absolutely. Great tasting food. All you do is add water. No cooking.
That's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna take a little break. I know we've been talking about this for a while, and I want to make sure give you a chance to go to hsn.com and grab yours. Now, I'm gonna ask Stephanie to hang out with us after the break because we've got some delicious soups I want to show you. We'll be right back.
At Dial 10 Beauty, we believe in the confidence that lies within you. Every woman deserves to feel empowered, unstoppable, and unapologetically beautiful. Give me 10 minutes and I'll change the way you see yourself.
The HSN deal is a great value that we bring to you every day. Thanks to our long and valued partnerships with the brands you love most, we are able to offer amazing products at great values. Shop the HSN deal with confidence from us to you.
Hi there, welcome into HSN. My name is Ty Mayberry. Thanks for being here. Happy Monday, everybody. We're moving quickly into the second week of September already here. And September is Emergency Preparedness Month, so we're talking about ReadyWise this hour with our friend Stephanie Roberts. So if you missed our last presentation, I'd go back, just run it back a little bit, take a look at that. But that was preparedness. I'm going to talk about just maybe busy. My kids, I've got 2 high schoolers right now. They're in the marching band. We come home, and I want to give them something hearty that they love to eat, but I don't have time. Maybe I didn't prepare. I was at work all day. And you know what's one of our favorite things, which is so good, but it's also very hard to make, is a good soup. A good soup that has all the right ingredients. And usually there's a lot of chopping and a lot of preparing. What about a great hearty soup that you can make in just minutes by adding water? Again, this is Simple Kitchen by ReadyWise. 64 servings, and you're getting the soup sampler. You're getting chicken noodle soup, creamy potato soup, hearty chili soup, minestrone soup, tortilla soup, vegetable beef soup, and you are getting 64 servings for $44.95. That's 65 cents a serving. That's on an appreciation price for you today. All right, I got to jump right in. I know how delicious these are. Stephanie Roberts is joining us here with us. Oh, look, you can just see all the ingredients and spices and everything in there.
And you know what? Just by that shot, it shows you why I don't want to make soup. That's why I want Simple Kitchen to do it for me, because there are so many ingredients in soup. You actually don't even stop to think about it. 6 to 8 types of spices. If it's a good soup, it's going to have 6 to 8 kind of vegetables in there as well. I actually have the chicken tortilla soup right here in my hand. I'll give us a second to take a close look at it, but we've got beans, we've got peppers, we've got tomatoes. I mean, look at everything that's going on in there.
How dense that is.
Okay, that would take a lot of time to make.
Oh, yeah.
So, Simple Kitchen is part of ReadyWise. We're going to cook this. I'm going to throw that out right now. We've been talking about emergency food. This is totally different. But what isn't different is the great recipes, the ability to dehydrate and freeze dry, and put them in a pouch. All you are going to do is add water and cook. And then you have the option. If you look at those pouches, you could add a little sausage and spice it up. You could add a little of this, you could add a little of that. If you're having a Monday and all you want to do is get something on the table and get back to homework and band practice, you can do that.
Yes.
Oh, I've been there. I'm there now. I'm there. We have a lot of kids here. We all get it.
But you don't have to sacrifice like buying fast food, which you're like, I always feel like, oh, I shouldn't be served, but I got no other choice. You don't have to sacrifice flavor. You don't have to sacrifice nutrition. You don't have to sacrifice for that. All you do is cook it up and add whatever it is you have in your fridge. Like I got little ingredients here. Maybe I have that ground beef a little bit. Add that.
Add it. This is the base, though.
The base is so good.
The hard work has been done. This one is warm.
Can I dive into this? Can I dive into this? Thank you.
So again, the simmering has been done. I'm going to show you a couple of different things. Everything from my arm on over here, that is 1 pouch of soup. 8 servings. We made these bowls just a little bit bigger. I think we could only squeeze 7 on the table because there's so many.
Right.
But you can see that we're talking a cup and a half. All of this is 1 pouch. So when you look at the pricing, you're getting 8 pouches.
Yes.
And this is what 1 pouch makes. That's easily dinner for 4.
Yeah.
You know, unless you maybe even more. Depending on, I was gonna say I have boys, so everything's a little bit. I don't really know what normal people eat. My boys eat twice as much as normal people should eat.
I know, right? Exactly.
So you understand that problem. But so here's all 1 pouch spread out here for your value look. And if you're looking closely, that is the minestrone. So you're getting minestrone. You're getting 2 chicken noodles because it is one of the most popular. You are getting 2 chilies. You are getting vegetable beef, creamy potato, and you are eating the chicken tortilla.
I can't believe how dense this is.
There's so much in that.
Much going
That's why
on
you
in here.
don't need 4 huge cups of soup. You're only going to need 1 because there's so much goodness in it. Now, here's something else we did with Simple Kitchen that I love. Many of these bases are vegetarian because if you don't want meat, you don't have to have it. So you can have chili vegetarian. Now, if your family wants the beef, add the beef. If only some of your family wants the beef, add it in half and add beans to the other half. We've really made it so you can tailor.
So smart.
So I really want you to look at these as soup bases. If you did nothing else but add water and simmer for 15 minutes, you'd have a good dinner. If you want to make it more exciting, make it more exciting.
And then,
if you're having a Monday, slap some water in it and call it dinner because it is vegetables, starches, flavors.
It's so full. And yeah, you know, it's true. A lot of us can pick up that kind of pre-cooked chicken, or we can pick up some ground beef. But all of these ingredients to chop, to cook the noodles, to chop the vegetables, to put in the spices, that's what takes so long. And that's also what's hard to kind of nail that flavor. Simple Kitchen has done it for you. They put all those flavors, they've done all that hard work for you. If you do want to add a protein, great. If not, these are great on their own. But this is good, hearty, delicious food by just adding water. Now, are you going to eat this every night? Maybe not. Maybe you did plan 4 days out of the week and you were great. That fifth, sixth day, I'm like, uh-oh, it caught up to me.
That happens a lot. Usually by Thursday, we're done with dinner.
Thursday, I'm like, all right.
I'm tired.
All right, I'm out. And now you're going to reach for your soup base and you're going to add what you want. You're going to give these to the kids. The kids love this because there are so many different flavors. Or maybe this is just for you. Maybe this is that portion control, that perfect size that you love, a little bit of crackers on the side, and that is it. It's hearty. That's the other thing. It's nice and filling.
Oh, and
I love it.
Lean over here and take a little sniff of my chili. I mean, does that not smell fabulous? When you look at the ingredient list, there's like 15 spices in it. In fact, when I read that ingredients, I thought that's what's wrong with my chili. I'm always trying to make shortcuts. There are no shortcuts here. And again, you know, soup is one of those things that sounds so simple. You could open a can, but then talk about ingredient list. The list of sodium, the list of chemicals.
Yeah, those things.
The reason we call this Simple Kitchen
I'm just gonna keep eating,
is because it's simply the ingredients you want in homemade soup. We left out all the chemicals. We don't need chemicals to preserve it because it's freeze-dried and dehydrated. It's real beans, real vegetables, real pasta. But here's the hard part to me, real flavors. To make soup at home well, you simmer. And you simmer, and you simmer.
It takes it,
Or you use your slow cooker, and then you know what you have to do? Plan. And you know what I'm not good at? Planning. It's hard. It's so hard.
We got so many other things to think about, right? It is. A lot of times I don't think about that hearty meal until we get home and the kids are staring at me and I go, oh, Now it's too late to think about. Now it's too late to do all the chopping. And I say, oh, give me an hour and a half. You ever tell your kids that? Your kids are hungry now, and you say, it'll take about an hour and a half.
Just need to defrost the meat, do some chopping, quick saute.
No, that doesn't work.
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Give me 15.
Or if it's just you, and you just got home from a long day, it's just you, and you just don't feel like, you just want to have a great meal, watch your favorite TV show, and relax from a long day. That's what these are for as well, too. You can do that, too.
And you see the vegetables floating there. You see the real food. I can't tell you enough what a great job Simple Kitchen does by taking real whole ingredients and using the science to freeze dry them, to dehydrate them, so that when I add the water, immediately I smell the garlic, the onion powder. Oh, it smells wonderful. The carrots,
you get
the
all
peas.
of that.
I mean, just by adding water, this isn't even fully heated, but it unlocks the goodness, because that's what soup is. Once upon a time, this was simmered and simmered and simmered and simmered, and then they pulled all the water out. I don't get the science. I'm not even going to pretend to explain the dehydration.
You can taste that it works.
But it works,
it
right,
works,
exactly. And again, the second part of it is they seal it in this pouch so that the flavor is sealed in. I have never in my whole life opened a very gelatinous can of soup and gone, oh, wow.
Amazing.
In fact, I usually look at it and think, oh, God, don't look. Just add water and pour it in there and don't look. And I'm not going to read the can because I'm going to feel really, really guilty about everything I'm feeding my family. I want you to read these ingredients. They're true, real ingredients. There's nothing else added. The pouch does the preservation. The goodness is freeze-dried and dehydrated, and the flavor comes out the second you smell it. So I'll admit, Ty, I'm a good home cook, but I'm not great at the 6 hours of simmering soup. The 2 hours of cutting and prepping. Oh man, I didn't know I didn't have any cumin. How am I gonna make chili without cumin? This is how. Take the stress away from all of that. Give yourself a break. Let your family have good food, and know that it doesn't have to be complicated, which is why we call it Simple Kitchen.
Simple Kitchen, simple ingredients that are delicious, that feel good, that taste good, easy to make, quick to make, the great texture on a flexible payment. I want to point something out to you if you're shopping with us. It's $14.98. Let's just call it 15 bucks. For 15 bucks, we're shipping this out to you. We're ready to go. 3 flexible payments. That's $15 a month. No added fee, no added interest. That's 50 cents a day. 50 cents a day we're shipping it out to you. And the servings come down to 65 cents a serving. With how expensive everything is out there, 65 cents a serving. It's a great option here for the family, for a busy Tuesday night. It's delicious. Stephanie, thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you.
This is such a good spread. Good spread.
It's making me hungry.
Happy National Preparedness Month, everybody, as well here. Oh, as a little reminder, I want to give you a little heads up. Maybe you missed it earlier. It is National Preparedness Month here. So ReadyWise brings us this huge bundle, and we give you an opportunity to pick it up on a hot deal. This is 150 servings, what you're looking at for under $100. That's about 65 cents a serving. Yes, barbecue baked beans, your white rice, your creamy mac and cheese, your pasta Alfredo, your pasta and vegetable, your maple brown sugar oatmeal grains, even some pancakes. Take those camping with you, right? That's the only thing you really need to cook in this whole thing. This is just adding water. That is it, $96.95. Speaking of adding water, we hear it all the time. You gotta be hydrated. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Add water for this, add water for that. We're carrying around huge bottles. We're trying to go hiking and you're carrying this huge bottle that's heavy. Even when you drink the water, you still gotta carry the huge bottle with you. Take a look at this. This is from August Farms. You're getting 100 count of pouches of your emergency drinking water. Yes, put these away for emergency, right? Those times when the storm hits and they say, you gotta boil your water this time, and you go, well, I don't have any power, now what do I do? You have it for that. But put it in your backpack, put it in your purse, put it on your hiking bag. When you go camping, 100 count. $44.95, free shipping and handling today. Again, it is Emergency Preparedness Month, so we're trying to bring you the best deals we can right now. And I am so thrilled to bring out my friend, you know her well, former HSN host, Miss Shannon Smith is here. Hello, darling. Oh my goodness.
It's so good to see you. There's no host who's better equipped for this because you're always on the go, you're always working out. And Ty, you nailed it. I mean, even when we talk about emergency preparedness, August Foods, they've been doing this for 50 years with ready to prepare foods and meats and vegetables and dairy, but you want to see how good it tastes?
Yeah, see, that's what it comes down to,
it
right?
It all comes down to that.
Let's break it open,
Now,
Shannon.
there's a little tear. Now, like you said, these are foil packages, so you could keep it in your trunk, keep it in your backpack, keep it in your tackle box, keep it in your back pocket. Even if you're someone like me who has to take medication, this is always with you on the go. This even doubles as a little cup, so for your pets, you could mix your Andrew Lessman collagen peptides in this that he had yesterday.
Good idea, yes, right?
Or if you're flashing like I am, because it's 97%. Right. I actually keep these in the freezer, but I don't want to mess up my manicure, so I'm just going to cut the corners. That's okay. All right. And remember, unlike a big water bottle, you don't have to worry about contaminating or opening that big jug, which is also really convenient.
We're learning more and more about those big jugs, aren't we? That we used to carry around. We're like, oh, all that's in there?
Cheers to you.
First of all, you can just see how nice and crisp and how that water is, right? That's what you want. Here we go. It's good.
There you go. To your good health. And you know what's so interesting?
So refreshing.
Isn't it good?
It's so clean and crisp.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
I love it.
clean. It's crisp. Great. Like I said, if you put it in your freezer, then you can use it. In fact, I actually packed my little lunch, so you can use it as little freezer packages. You can mix it with your sports drink.
How many ounces in a pack here?
So it's just under half a cup. So we say that perfect single serving size.
Okay.
So whether you're mixing it with medication, whether you're putting it in a lunchbox, whether you're taking it on the go.
Right.
The big thing is it goes everywhere. And with that 5-year shelf life, you have to remember these were done only for HSN. Do you know, I think the last time that we had these was when I was actually still at HSN.
Over a year ago?
Over a year ago.
Wow.
They actually did a special production run exclusively and only for HSN because it's very expensive to do these special packaging.
It is.
Because again, it doesn't break down. You can recycle it. 5-year shelf life. It's just brilliant in every way. Nice, right? It's good.
I got to say, it's rare that I'm like, ooh, that's really good water. That's good water. It's got, it is. It's really crisp. And also, we're all carrying water with us everywhere. We're carrying water bottles. You ever think about where those plastic water bottles go? That we think about that as well. But we carry water with us all the time. If you're someone who carries water, maybe it's taking medication, just staying hydrated, going camping, going hiking, whatever it is, if you find yourself carrying water, and then when you're done with your water, then you're carrying the bottle, grab some of these, grab a set or two. There's 100 of these, throw a couple in your backpack. Even if you don't use it on this camping trip, you don't use it on the next camping trip, and then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, I'm out of water. Now you have your packets.
It's so brilliant. I mean, you really said it all. And that's just it with 100 of these done only and exclusively for HSN. We were supposed to have another show at 2 o'clock. I'm hoping that we will make it to that show.
Maybe.
Just because, once more, these were done only for HSN. And the one thing is true, we love Wise, we love Augustin Foods. Again, they've been doing those ready-to-prepare foods for 50 years. But the truth is, whether you've got emergency preparedness food or you're just talking about hygiene, how many times are you in the store and you get something on your hands and you want to be able to rinse things off? For your kids, not only that, but think about travel. Keep these in your suitcase, just brushing your teeth, especially if you're going out of the country. But remember, if you're doing emergency preparedness foods, you said it, Ty, you have to have the water to rehydrate it.
You have to.
You do.
I mean, that's the thing. All of these preparedness foods, like, well, you need your water. And sometimes, Shannon, all of a sudden, when that storm hits, and there will be an alert that goes out and says, let's stay away from your water right now. You can't just turn on your tap right now. Now what are you going to do? Or they say you need to boil your water, but you don't have power. Now, this is such a smart way to carry water. Can I just say, normally when we're carrying water, it's in those plastic bottles. It's in some big jug. We don't have room for it. This is such a smart way to just carry water. Don't underestimate the importance of water, Shannon. It's kind of where everything starts, right? You can go a little while without food, right? Water, you need your water. You need to eat, whether you are rehydrating your food or whether you just need it to hydrate yourself.
You do.
This is so smart. 100. Look how many you're getting here.
Isn't that smart?
Yeah, it's really smart. I love it.
Who's smarter than you? I mean, you are brilliant. But no, but it's really true because I know, especially for you, you're on the go, you're backpacking, you're active, and that's just it. You can go 30 days without food, but within 3 or 4 days, your body starts to break down. The truth of the matter is, I don't care what health regimen you subscribe to. The one thing that people can agree on, whether it's better health from the inside out, or your skin, or your hair, or your nails, you just saw Andrew Lessman yesterday. Water is the golden elixir. It is the key to life. And it's all brilliant, but the fact that you're getting 100 of these perfect single-serve size pouches only limited production run for HSN. Remember, you use what you need and then you forget about it. So you don't have to worry, did it expire? Did the plastic break down? Is it too heavy? 5 years, always at the ready.
5 years. See, okay, that's the other thing. And you know, when it comes to these type of items, I know sometimes you get it home again. You may not use it next week. You may not use it the week after that. But when you need it, and you reach into your backpack, you reach into your tackle box, and you've got it, you're gonna be so happy that you didn't. Look how easy these are to carry. Grab a few of these, leave some over at mom's house, keep some with you here. So smart, $44.95, and we got to see our friend Shannon.
Thank you, I miss you.
If you're not following her on all social media, you're missing out. Her TikToks and her Instagram, it's fantastic. You are so good.
I love you.
You are so good. She's fantastic. Follow our friend Shannon. All right, good to see you. Thank you, darling. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. Oh, but I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name's Safety Man. Take a look.
It is really important to leave the lights on when you aren't at home, deterring any would-be thieves.
Have no fear, Safety Man is here.
Who?
Safety Man, obviously.
I actually have these Living Glow dusk to dawn light bulbs, so I won't be needing your services.
Oh yeah? What do these little things do better than Safety Man?
Well, they are no ordinary light bulbs. They need no batteries, no timer, no Wi-Fi, but when the sun goes down, it is time to shine.
Yeah, well, I've been told I shine.
They sense when it gets dark and turn on, and then when the sun comes up, they turn off automatically, no app needed.
Yeah, well, Safety Man doesn't need an app either.
They last up to 12 years too, and fit any standard socket.
Yeah, well, I fit any... right. Oh, look, there's a cat stuck in a tree. Safety Man is here.
Bye. You can shop this item right now by using the QR code or use the item number on the HSN app or on hsn.com.